Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. Oh my god, I hear that. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. So in today's episode, we're gonna work on the 94. So as I told you guys before, just to get the car started, I did get some used spark plugs that I had that are working better than what this car had before, and we got it running at that point. So what I'm going to do in this episode, we're going to change out the spark plugs to some new spark plugs and actually change the oil. This thing hasn't had oil change in 4 years, so, but you know, we're going to change this oil and see if it makes a difference in how the car runs. I mean, just with the spark plugs and the oil. Obviously, I don't want to put too much money into this 5S because that's not what's going to stay. So I just want to get it running at least decent, just so I can move it around and break it in a little bit. So guys, I'm going to give you guys a real quick video of how the car sounds now on a startup, and then we'll do one after the spark plugs and after the oil change. So guys, let's just jump into it and let's go. Alright y'all heard it. Like, that thing does not sound happy. So this 5S, we're gonna keep the spark plug wires. We're gonna change the spark plugs. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward doing that. We're gonna go ahead and remove the oil cap as well, because we're gonna go ahead and change the oil and oil filter, in hopes that makes a little bit of a difference, or at least gets it driving a little bit better. I did check the coolant. The coolant is green and it almost has a weird little milky look to it, but I don't know if that's going to be from sitting or not, but I guess we'll find out, right? I'll check the oil dipstick after we change the oil out, and we'll check it out, guys. So I'm going to jack this thing up. This thing's going to be a big time lapse again. So guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy this time lapse, and let's go. Let's hope this changes it. Let's go. So one thing I did forget to add is that we're going to be adding seafoam. So this should be fun. I'm going to remove that oil cap. I'm going to add the seafoam first. I'm going to add it there, and I'm going to add a little into the gas tank, so then we can see if this helps break up anything that's inside this tank. All right, the seafoam Auto Marine Fleet motor treatment is what we're going to be using. I don't know, I've really never used this stuff before, so I'm hoping it kind of just helps a little bit. According to this, what you add to the crankcase is about 1 ounce per quart of oil. So all right folks, it's been added both to the oil, or to the crankcase itself, and to the fuel. Oh, I forgot. And it's been added to the fuel. So I'm really hoping that it at least breaks up whatever's in there at least. And well, then after this, I'm going to do an oil change, hopefully with the new oil change, and then I'll do the spark plugs last. Hopefully doing that, the car runs a little bit smoother at least. You heard the breakups in it. I'll get a chance to then double check the coolant and change that out eventually as well. I just noticed that we have AC. That's going to be nice to keep. So, you know, let's just keep moving on with this, guys. We're going to go ahead and turn it on for a little bit and let it break up some of that stuff and get nice and warm. And then after that, I'm going to have to let it cool down, and then we'll go ahead and move forward with the oil change, guys. So let's go. All right, folks, so looking underneath this MR2, It's pretty dirty, but there's no rust that I can see anywhere that that would be detrimental. I see that bar that's pretty rusty, but those get rusty all the time. Those little cancer bars. You see that one right there? But that's to be said. But everything else looks pretty good. But one discovery I did find is right here. So, looking at the serpentine belt, right there. See if I can focus. Right there. It doesn't have a belt for the alternator. And I look at the alternator right here, and it doesn't have a belt. So the little battery sign, this whole time I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I wonder if it could be that it just needs an alternator, but doesn't even have a belt on it, guys. So I mean, that just goes to show you how much I looked into this car before even trying to start it. I just wanted to see if it would start. So at the very minimal, we should get another belt. So I'll probably put an order in for the alternator belt, so then we can have at least a working alternator and a charging battery, and go from there. But as of right now, what we're gonna go ahead and do is move forward. So now that we have the car up, we're gonna go ahead and change the oil. And once we put the oil in and then drop the car down, we're gonna go ahead and change the spark plugs. See if the car turns on better than what it did when we first started it in the beginning of the video. So hopefully we'll see. All it would have took was can of seafoam, spark plugs, not even spark plug wires, and oil. So we'll check, we'll see. Hopefully it does. Let's jump into it, guys. Let's go. Hey folks, so looking at this oil right here, it does not look bad. Look, there's no flakes. I'm gonna try to cover kind of so you guys can see instead of seeing a glare and a reflection, but there are no metal flakes. So I'm taking that as a good sign and taking it that this motor is actually really salvageable, and we can make it at least a daily for a little bit. All right, what we're gonna do now is go ahead and change the oil filter along with that, and then at this point what we're gonna go ahead and do is drop the car. After we drop the car, we're gonna change out the spark plugs and then give it a good old crank and see what happens, guys. So let's go, enjoy the time lapse. That is crazy. Like that's dirty. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I've seen worse, but this is nuts. Like, and the car still ran like that. This one was on its way, but damn. So I mean, it has to run better. Like, if it was running with these brand new botch, these are cheapies, but it has to run way better than running those. With the fresh oil change, come on, it has to run better. So, guys, let's jump into it and let's go. All right, folks, moving forward, now that we got the spark plugs in and spark plug wires attached to them, we're gonna go ahead and fill this bad boy with oil. So what I got here is some 5W20 Valvoline Premium Full Synthetic Restore and Protect to help lubricate everything. I know it's full synthetic and yeah, it's expensive oil, blah blah blah. I just need it to work. So hopefully this does work, and we'll go from there, guys. So I'm gonna put you guys in the camera stand, and then what you guys will soon see is us turning the car over, and hopefully it sounds a lot better. So let's go. right, guys, now that I have everything set and done and in its place, we got new spark plugs, we have new oil, we have seafoamed the whole motor and the fuel system. So hopefully this works and starts a lot better than what it did. Fingers crossed, guys. Let's give it a go. All right, folks, now that we have everything set and done, I think the car does start differently, not by very much though. So I did crank it, as you guys seen, the RPM, it kind of still bounces a little bit. That's gonna be fixed with some more maintenance. But the thing is I think it starts better than what it did, not by very much, but enough for me to be happy. So guys, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, check out nastyaddictiongarage.com. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and peace until next time.